Hey everyone, my name is Steve, third year of nursing here at Western, and I'm also the president of the WFNSA Nursing Students Association. Today, we are very happy to announce the launch of our WFNSA podcast series, where I'll be introducing and interviewing nursing students across our program who aren't necessarily related or involved with the traditional student council type of extracurriculars. Instead, they choose their investor times in other very cool extracurriculars within the Western community and sometimes even outside as well. So with that, we really hope that this podcast series right here really inspires all nursing students to take a look outside of what they can be involved in and maybe even step outside their comfort zone too. With that, I'll let our first kickoff guest, Jade, introduce herself right now.
Well, thank you for the amazing introduction, Steve. My name is Jade, and I'm a third year nursing student. I'm in Steve's class. What do I do? Fun fact about me, I'm in the Founders Program as well, which is an entrepreneurship program within Western.
Awesome. So yeah, we'll explore more about Jade and her interest in entrepreneurship coming right up next. Could you explain to the audience what exactly the Founders Program is?
Well, excellent question, Steve. So for those who don't know what the Founders Program is, it's essentially a small cohort of students that get selected every single year. There's only 10, spots that's available, and basically it's students who have pre-existing businesses or aspire to be a business owner or entrepreneur, and that have an idea of how they want to get there. So they apply to the program and then they get in. So the Founder Program is comprised of students from different faculties that have an interest in entrepreneurship.
And someone in the program told me that you guys get a really nice almost sign-on bonus as well, eh? Is that correct?
Well, you do your research. Yeah, no, it's true. We get, what is it? I think you get $20,000
wow.
as the scholarship money, but in order to maintain it and get your funding every single year, you have to be very active within the Founders community, be part of events, and we also have things called committees. There's building, there's outreach, there's marketing committees where we essentially work with a team, and we're basically ambassadors trying to promote the Founders network to the rest of the Western community and expand entrepreneurship.
And what about the grand opening of the Rondi Schmeichel building? I know I saw you were getting plastered all over Western's news and Instagram feeds. Tell us a bit more about that as well.
Oh man, that was really hectic. But no, that was such a crazy event, and the fact that you came to support me, I really appreciate that. Yeah, no.
We'll get our comms coordinators to put up pictures on here as well.
So we're here.
Yeah. No, and that's awesome. And I kind of want to ask this question, right? So Jade, you mentioned that the Founders Program and how you got involved was a lot of people with pre-existing business ideas or companies or startups and things like that.
That's right.
I also heard people say that entrepreneurship in today's world has kind of evolved from our traditional understanding of it, where you start a product, you launch it, you grow it, etc. But now shifting into more of an idea, where it's an ideas economy, right? Entrepreneurship is not just the physical products anymore, but also the ideas behind it that are going to solve our problems here. So what are your thoughts about kind of the evolution of the word of entrepreneurship?
I think that's an excellent point that you brought up. I think a lot of traditional perspectives regarding entrepreneurship is, as you said, the business aspect, the money generating aspect, which is essentially really, we all love money, right? But I think right now people have come to realize that ideation and problem identification and solving that is just as amazing, and if you can create a business out of that, that's awesome.
I see.
But I think it's more of intention of what you want to do for the world and the issues that you are trying to address, because this goes beyond money, right? It could be a passion. So for example, for me, I'm obviously in the nursing program. I want to do something more for patients, for public health, for healthcare in general. So the way how I got into the Founders Program was essentially pitching the fact that I was a nursing student and the fact that I have grassroots understanding and exposure to an acute healthcare environment. to the point where I'm able to identify those issues during my practice when I'm working with other nurses or doctors or even the patients in itself. So they like that idea and they saw my potential. And I'm currently working on a few business ideas.
Love to hear it.
We can talk about that later. But yeah, so again, coming back to your point, in terms of the idea portion of entrepreneurship, I think that's what's really taking off right now, because a lot of people are they really want to get into entrepreneurship. They don't know where to start, and it's nice that you want to create a business out of it, but you need to have an idea first, right?
Yeah.
You need to have an issue that you've identified and you want to address, and the plan to address it, and then the business and the money aspect will come after that. But you can't start a business if you don't know what to address.
So there you have it, folks. It sounds like I might be an entrepreneur as well.
There you go.
Our next question, Jade, is kind of walk us through what your definition of entrepreneurship is, kind of from its traditional sense to kind of what you make out of it, and also tell us how you kind of got started with the Founders Program. What kind of guided you into it?
Okay, awesome. So basically what entrepreneurship means to me, a lot of traditional definitions would be something related to business, something related to generating money, venture capital, stuff like that. But I feel like entrepreneurship is very, the term is very flexible. You could take it as it is, and for me it means generating ideas that actually addresses issues relevant in society, meaning that when you start your business, well, before you even start your business, you have to understand the problem. What are you trying to address, first of all? Once you identify that, then you have to do your research and see whether or not what you're trying to address is an actual issue, or is it something that you're thinking about in your head. Because a lot of times people think, oh, well, I can do that, I can make a business out of that, but they don't really do their research outside of their own perceptions and ask other people and interview other people and interview potential consumers and say, hey, like, do you think this is actually an issue? Like, would you pay money to use my services or to use my equipment or tools, right? So I think gathering information from your consumers or, from the people that you want to develop your business for is really important. So yeah, problem identification, and then all the money and all the investments will come later. But as long as you have an idea of what to do, and also for me, I'm super passionate about healthcare and solving healthcare issues. I know, huge topic, very, very daunting topic. I'm kind of scared, to be honest. But yeah, it's a progress. It's a work in progress. For me, it's understanding what's going on in our healthcare systems, and talking to a lot of nurses and also doctors, and figuring out if I could be of help or if I can contribute anything by creating something more innovative that can increase the efficiency of how we deliver care to patients, or how workers document into the EMR, or just something related to medical tools that we use on a day-to-day basis. So
So I'll have to jump in here and ask you, Jade, how do you think that being involved with entrepreneurship in the Founders Program have led to your personal growth as a person? And maybe as a person, but as also you kind of touched into it before, but as a future healthcare provider as well.
So for me, I've genuinely become more extroverted, because the Founders Program really throws you into situations where you have to challenge yourself. You have to expand your mindset. And basically, for example, I went on the President's Challenge. So that really challenged me to work with people to develop like an idea. And for those who don't know what the President's Challenge is, it's a healthcare challenge created by Alan Shepard last year, where they basically got like a huge prize money. I think the prize money was like $10,000 and then $5,000 and then $2,000 for third place. and encourage students from different faculties, not only in health sci,
to innovate and create healthcare solutions that are
Right.
feasible for recommendations,
Right, right.
So almost like a pitch contest, but for
It
healthcare
is.
related.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it's not limited to the health sci
course.
faculty or nursing. It could be
Like with engineers.
It could be engineers. It could be BMOS. It could be arts. It could be music. People from all different faculties can join in and pitch. And they're also doing President's Challenge this year. So if anybody wants to sign up for that, there is a lot of money to be made from this experience. And also, it's not even the prize money. It's genuinely like the experience
idea of like interdisciplinary profession, and I guess the intersection of a lot of things, right?
Right.
Because we have to recognize the fact that our current healthcare systems in Ontario, and I guess in general, it's flawed in many ways. We can't approach it from just a standard model of anything.
Exactly.
And it's really up to the leaders of tomorrow, students like in our generations, to come up with feasible recommendations and actually possibly, hopefully, implement them in our future careers.
Exactly, you said it really well. And also the inter-collaboration aspect of not only collaborating with healthcare providers, but also with people outside of, your faculties can generate amazing ideas. And just working with my team, like I got one student from Global Health, and I got 2 people from MedSci, but we all brought very unique ideas to the table where we were able to create something called, we named it Navicare. It was a triage app that helped. We can get into this another time, but it's a triage app that can basically diversify different healthcare streams. So it basically uses AI and it prompts the patient that wants to receive care to write their symptoms, and then the answer at the end will be, is with this issue that the patient is facing, is low urgency, medium urgency, or high urgency. If it's low urgency, our app is going to connect them to resources within the community. But if it's high urgency, then they would have to use the emergency department. But the whole point of this spiel is that we want to reduce the amount of patients immediately heading into the emergency department and backlogging that, because that's where people initially go when they have a severe health concern.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all know that you're the man of everything. You book yourself up to the max. In terms of balancing being a president of the nursing program and being a realtor and being a full-time nursing student and also starting your placement. So I guess my question for you is that how are you managing all that work, and how is your mental health doing?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So on an infrastructure level, my best friend right now is Google Sheets. As funny as it sounds, I don't make my calendar on like Google Calendar or other apps. I use Google Sheets.
Okay.
I set up my Google spreadsheets in a way that I have each day laid out, and each cell is half an hour.
Okay.
And so that allows me very quick transfers of things I need to add on, clear time out of my schedule, add things into my schedule. And I read my timesheets so much that I know what things are due by then, because I have notes in there that says this needs to be get done by that day.
Right.
So that doesn't I don't need to need like something like Google Calendar for that.
Okay.
And the second aspect of my time is I'm very, very super grateful to live I'm from London, so I'm super grateful to live at home with my parents.
Nice.
And that has been a blessing that I cannot like be thankful more of. Just like not having to worry about, groceries or like
that's meal prepping is a lot. So the fact that your parents are cooking.
Doing all the chores of the house, right? So I still help out. Don't get that
You don't
wrong.
do chores?
I help out with some of them.
Wait. On the record, do you do chores?
I do. I shovel.
You shovel
I do the
snow?
laundry. Yeah, I shovel
So
snow.
that's only during the winter.
Yeah, I do the laundry and I vacuum sometimes.
Oh, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Keyword, guys.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
and I try to do the dishes more,
That's awesome.
But I'm super grateful for my family, and they've honestly been like the biggest support of my whole undergraduate career so far.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
And other than that, I try to keep a balanced things of all the things going on in my life. I try to hang out with my friends as much as possible. Do the hobbies I like. One of them, is golf.
Yeah,
golf as much
right,
as possible.
I've seen that.
But thank you for asking. It is a tough life, but I think that it's the little things in it that really keeps me going, and all the support systems I have around me. We can try to, I guess, move into a conclusion here, and I really want to end it off on Jade. What are some advice that you would give to nursing students? Just very general wisdom, general thoughts, anything that you want to give to nursing students.
Great question. Let me think about this one. Putting me on the spot again. Okay. I guess just trusting yourself and believing that you could do more than your brain thinks that you can do, or what other people tell you can do, or what society tells you to, places you in the box. So have the courage to break out of that and to break out of mindsets and explore different streams. Like, I didn't know that I was going to be in this program until I saw that mass email that they sent us for founders, and I'm like, it'll be fun if I applied. Also, it was a lot of money, so I was just like, this would be a cool opportunity if I did get it, and I'm so grateful that I ended up getting that, and I was exposed to a whole new world. So yeah, for everybody out there, just don't be afraid to explore other options and branch out of nursing, as well as believing in yourself. Yeah, especially if you're going through your nursing courses as well, studying for your exams, doing your finals and your midterms. Just trust in your knowledge, trust in your abilities, and also in nursing placements as well. Like, you've got this far. You're in your first or second or third or even fourth year. You've proved yourself to get into this program. You proved yourself over and over and over to pass those exams, right? So you're good. Yeah. Awesome. Just trust yourself, trust your intuition, and just keep on going. Keep on going.
And final question, Jade, and I guess this is what I guess a lot of people would be interested in.
Yeah.
What area of nursing do you want to go into that you could potentially tie in all your previous wonderful experiences into?
Ooh, so I'm thinking about, I do want to become a travel nurse in the future, because for those who haven't seen my Instagram, I love traveling.
Plug it out here.
Plug out here. I love traveling, so travel nurse would definitely be my top. Also, being an ICU or in oncology for travel nursing would be of interest. I was also thinking about maybe dentistry. Tying into my previous dental experiences into nursing would be beneficial, and also the entrepreneurship aspect.
Oh, right, yeah.
I could maybe work in dental offices and have my own company of delivering IV sedation.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be really, that's something that I potentially am thinking about in the future. And then I guess we'll see where life takes us, and maybe going back for my master's for NP and
there you go.
Opening up a clinic. We'll see.
So yeah, it really sounds like the roads of nursing, and especially with an entrepreneur background, is really endless, right? So I think that you'll find great success wherever you go, Jade.
Thank you, and you as well. Yeah.
That wraps up our first episode of the WFNSA podcast. Still no name yet, but we're gonna think of something. Maybe drop a suggestion, drop a comment to maybe you will get a chance to name our podcast as well.
And Steve will pay you $50 if you make up a good name.
I did not promise that. That was not in the terms. But thank you once again, Jade, for sharing your diverse experiences, your wealth of knowledge, and most importantly, your vision for how healthcare should be delivered in Ontario, and the processes and the time and energy that will go into such a monumental construction of it. Oh my God! So with that, thank you again for tuning into your podcast. We're going to be releasing these on a bi-weekly, monthly basis, whatever works for us, whatever works for our guests as well. And with that, we hope you learned something new, and drop a comment if you did. So with that, take care now. Bye. Such as sports, varsities, blank. That part was it.